Hey guys, this is just going to be a recording of the matches of one of our players. This is MatthewD, and he's playing against Kazi. This is just a small elimination tournament to get into the qualifiers for the AICC. Let's look at first match. It's going to be Rogue against Priest, and looks like Matt is playing a Miracle Rogue, his signature. And this matchup is actually generally favored for the Rogue. We'll see how he does. Hopefully all my sound is correct. I didn't get a chance to do a proper test before this. Oh man. Dragon Priest. Mat 10 is kind of lackluster. You don't really want to see the double sharp sword oil in your opening hand. He doesn't have a very good way to deal with the Blackwing Technician. He can stab it, but the priest will just play it next turn, and Matt can't really develop a board at the same time while sapping it. Doesn't actually seem to have a lot of good plays. You could consider just oiling here, just to kill off the 3-5. It's not pretty, but it might be the correct play for tempo. Tough turn though. I don't know whether the Dragon Priest is actually better than regular combo Priest against Rogue. It definitely puts more threats on the board that the Priest or that the Rogue has to deal with, especially if you can curve into a turn 3 Blackwing Technician. Alright, so Matt could just prep sprint here. He really needs to look, he's really looking for some kind of Blade Flurry, or he's really looking for a Blade Flurry, just to see if he can win back the board. An alternative is to just play the Azure Drake, but that, Priest actually doesn't have a very clear way to trade well into the Azure Drake. He could trade the Dark Cultist into it to buff one of his guys.
This guy's toast.
SI oil. Does this? Oh, I see. So the problem here is that the Dark Cultist just buffs the Blackwing Technician now. Alright, the priest finds a way to keep the technician. Unfortunately, from this position, Mat 10 is really big dud. He really needs to top deck with Blade Flares, really quite soon actually. What he can do is he can choose to sap the Blackwing Technician. The priest has invested quite a bit into it, and this allows him just to kill off the Light Warden and leave up the Cultist. He could just playing Drake here is actually really poor for tempo, because Priest just heals the Blackwing Technician, the Light Warden trades evenly into it. But he might just value this cycle. The Blade Flare really is what he's looking for right now. Oh, of course, he has a weapon. Please play the Drake. Is he gonna double trade into Matt's Drake? It looks like it. It's a really good buff for the priest right there. Well, actually, this guy would have been slightly better, I guess, to avoid the weapon. can sap the Drake here, play the SI, save the charge on his weapon. Alright, so it looks like Matt's regained board control. He really wants to find a good turn to play sprint. Dragonkin Sorcerer. Oh boy. Wow, so Matt doesn't actually have a good way to deal with that right now. I think it just might be the sprint here. Yeah. Man, if Kazi is playing Divine Spirit Inner Fire, I will commend him. Do you play this Celtic deckhand just as a 2-1? Guess not. I think you're forced to play the Drake here. You have to play the Drake, hope you top deck a sap. That way you can sap the Sorcerer and eviscerate the Corruptor. He just needs to find a way to deal with the Sorcerer right now. Backstab, Evis, plus the Drake would deal 5, 3, 8. And then 2 damage from the deckhand would also do it. For sure, I think you start the turn off with the Drake, though. Yeah. And then you could just clear off the Corruptor with your weapon. Dragon Priest probably doesn't have burst, so you're not afraid of going down to 6. Okay, Thalmos. Okay, Thalmos and Drake. Sure. Oh wow, really good draw there. Yeah, this allows him to fully clear. That was top decks. What's good is that the priest is not doesn't have any good turns to play his bigger dragon threats. But he plays Valen's Chosen and Dragon Priest. I feel like that's very greedy. Double Valen's Chosen. How does he deal with Hunter? I guess he just chooses to lose against Hunter. Strintzel's a great draw. You just prep off that. Oh, this is a fantastic draw as well. But he chooses the Blade Flurry instead. That's interesting. I guess it gets in the damage to the priest's face while he has an oil charge up. I'm not sure though. I guess he figures that he's not going to be using the 4 weapon charge to be hitting face anytime soon. But like, if he had perhaps saved the oil for the blade for a situation like this, where he has to deal with more than one target, he might be in a better off. Because right now he doesn't have a fantastic way to deal with what's on the board. He can eviscerate one of them, but then he's forced to trade off his board. Now there's 4 cards left. He needs to be careful about his draw. He does have his both his healing cards in his hand though. I think the double shredder here is correct. Just to maintain board. You need good board position going into these last couple of turns. So you want to ensure that you can hit him in the face. He also missed an attack with the Drake. That might be because of the rope though. That is actually pretty significant. Oof. Oof. Those hits to the face. Yeah, I really wish you had saved Flurry. Okay, there we go. There's another Flurry. Really good Flurry as well. Like absolutely superb Flurry right here. I think he's counting lethal. 6, 8, 4, it's 12. Plus Flurry is not enough, I don't think. The oils. Well, maybe he does have it. Yeah, he can remake a weapon if he does that to do it. Yeah, we play the farce here. Okay. Well, I mean, this game looks pretty good for Matt right now. Looks like he's in a pretty commanding position currently. I think the mind control seals the game right here. This is 6. Oh, for sure. 2, 5, and then just hit from the weapon. Yep, that's GG. Alright, looks like game 1 goes to Matt. Takes a solid game with his Miracle Road. Good matchup though, I think. We're right back to jump into game 2. Dragon Priest, very interesting choice to bring into a best of 3. Definitely not a meta deck. Definitely not your Patron Warrior or your Mid-Range Hunter or your melee Ghost Warlock. Alright, so it looks like our second matchup is going to be a Patron Warrior versus the Hunter. Don't know if this is Face Hunter or a Mid-Range Hunter. Or even a Death Rattle Hunter. Heck, I don't know what Kazi's gonna play after he brought Dragon Priest. Please be Death Rattle Hunter. That would be fantastic. I think he tossed back. I think he tossed back the Dread Corsair here. But I guess he's looking for the taunts against the Hunter matchup. I think it's good to have card draw against the Hunter though. Okay, so by coining out Fiery Lorax, he plays around a couple things. He plays around the Glaive Zuka. Actually, he just plays around Glaive Zuka, I think. But since this is a web spinner, it usually indicates a mid-range Hunter, and Glaive Zuka is not usually run in mid-range decks. I guess it also plays around the Direwolf Alpha, if you really want to consider that. But I think it's generally correct just to value the coin here. Besides the coin out the Acolyte thing instead of playing Taskmaster. This is pretty good. This loses hard to animal companion. Actually, this is hard to 2 of 3 animal companions. And the hunter is very correct in quickshotting that. So there are 2 possible plays here. One is just the Cruel Taskmaster in the 1/1. The other is playing the Fiery War Axe and playing the Dread Corsair. You definitely want to remove the 1/1 for Houndmaster next turn. But on turn 4, you're really thinking about what is good against the piloted Shredder drop. In which case, the Fiery War Axe and the Dread Corsair would be better. However, that inhibits him from developing the Death Spite on turn 4. I think I would personally favor the War Axe and the Dread Corsair though. The Death Spite is not that high priority to develop right now, I don't think, because you don't have any combos for the Death Spite in your hand. You don't have your Patrons, you don't have Province. You don't have Acolyte Pains, which can benefit from the Death Rattle with the Death Spite. Looks like the Hunter has a very slow hand. But I guess that indicates that he probably has maybe a Belcher next turn and a High Main in his hand. Chooses not to develop the Dread Corsair. I think that's slightly worse against Lotheb or the Spike Belcher. But I guess he can just develop the Corsair this turn. Corsair is one of those interesting cards in the Patron Knight Warrior deck. I'm unsure whether it does enough to warrant multiple copies of itself in the deck. Like, the biggest use for the Corsair, I feel, is to as an extra minion to help Frothing get big. I don't know if that's worth it as an effect. Yeah, unfortunately that play loses to any play that basically kills the Corsair or silences the Corsair. I think that was a mistake though. As the hunter, if you have better board position, you generally want to go face. Execute is solid here, I think. It looks like Matt is looking to Whirlwind. I guess that doesn't hurt him too much because he has 2 Death Spites. So those are additional Whirlwind effects that he has in his hand. And this way it also saves the exit for the Doctor Boom on this turn. Yeah. So you can just Battle Rage here, draw some cards, and then if nothing good comes up, like a big game hunter, you can just trade the Acolyte of Pain in, and then execute. And then I think this turn for sure you play Death Spite and you hit the face. Set up the Whirlwind effects for Patrons next turn. I don't know if that was needed. The one when boombots aren't can just help to generate more patrons. I guess there is the inherent risk that the Boombot kills your patron, your newly spawned patron. But I think I would have left it up. Early hope for Leok here. Nope. Oh, Huffer. Always Huffer. Oh, that's fantastic. Alright, so this is going to be a very big patron turn for Matt. The concern is that he might die, because it puts him at 11. I still think you have to patron this turn. Yeah, but death is always a huge concern. There's a very correct order that you have to do this in. That is, requires killing a creeper first. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, you have to kill off the Huffer. Yeah, you've taken way too much damage. Wow, that Boombot was a hero. At least Matt can play the War Song. Oh my goodness. Wait, is this lethal? Alright. The War Song Commander plus the Frogging Berserker. That's 6 mana. Whirlwind, 7 mana. He gains a lot of stuff from the Frogging Berserker. No, I don't think that is lethal. And he needs and then he can even execute the Coral. But this is a fantastic turn for Matt, regardless. Actually interesting as to whether he wants to play the War Song Frogging. I think I would actually save it. You don't want to. I don't think you want to populate the board that much. So doing this gives you a board of 6 minions, which means you die to unleash the hounds. Is this lethal? Yeah, not quite. Let's see, could he have played around Unleash? So he had 2 patrons on board. I don't know if the War Song and the Frogging were necessary there. Whirlwind once. If he whirlwinds only once, it generates 4 patrons, and he can execute on the same turn as well as armor up, without making him vulnerable to more lethals by the hunter. So I don't think the extra 8 damage on the face by the Frogging was necessarily correct. So the mage matchup, Kazi could either be playing a freeze mage or a tempo mage. Even a mech mage, I suppose, but though mech mage is really falling out of favor. Something the matter? Did Kazi choose the wrong deck, perhaps? I guess what Matt would have really liked to see in that last matchup were some armor smiths. The fact that Adrian did none of them. Assuming that he plays armor smith, of course. Okay, unsure what happened there, but we're gonna assume that everything was fair play. Matt looks like Less of 3 blind choice tech. Not sure what that. Not sure how that plays out, but we'll see. Fantastic start by Matt here. You can coin out the Shade of Naxxramas. You get 2 shades rolling. He might be considering that he might need to save the coin, because it looks like next turn all he's going to be doing is just hero powering. He could decide to play the Big Game Hunter out for the tempo play, but that's kind of punished by the Despite or the War Axe. So they uncover this smaller shade right here just to kill the Acolyte. You don't want to leave that out. Interesting choice. Okay, so Matt decides just to save the Big Game Hunter. He doesn't know whether he's playing against Control or Patron yet. Both lists have a possibility of playing Dr. Boom. And yeah, always save Big Game Hunter for Dr. Boom, I guess. War Axe. Kill off the exposed shade. Unfortunately, you kind of have to expose the shade. The threat of the Patron Warrior drawing extra cards is just that big. This is kind of like the negative effects of expending the coin there, and of Druid when you don't have Wild Growth. Sometimes you just draw your 5s and 7s and can't really play much. Give up tempo to the warrior player. Oop, that spectator client bug. Alright, I'll be right back. There's been a lot of bugs with spectator client ever since the Tavern Brawl update. A lot of bugs. Sometimes you can't see cards in people's hands. But yeah, Matt has a really good curve coming up. He curves into Thursian, curves into Boom, and then from there the warrior might even be low enough to get combo. Wow, that's so much used by the warrior just to clear off 1 minion. Oh, Harrison Jones, really big here. Though I think that maybe do you just play Thursian here? So I mean, either way, you don't have a good way to deal with the Harrison Jones. I don't know. It's like slightly unclear what the reduction in mana is going to do for him in this upcoming turns, and I guess that's like always part of the risk of just playing Thursian, knowing that he'll die the next turn. But he is drawing 2 innervates and a coin. I don't know. I'm inclined to think that the Harrison Jones was the correct play there, just to remove the whirlwind effect from the weapon. And because the weapon just trades so easily into the Emperor. Though I guess now he even has a even better Harrison Jones here. Oh wow, never mind, he just wins. Okay. I am freaking blind. Yeah, okay, I take everything back. That's what the Thursian does for him. Alright, yeah, that's his first match. That's his first match series. Looks like they're gonna be best of 3, so we're gonna have a bunch of short matches throughout today. Yeah, I guess I'll be back a little bit later, just to cast his other matches when they're being played. Alright.